Cost of capital. Now, broadly, cost of capital can be understood in two ways, or the cost of capital can be identified in two groups, two classes. Number one is cost of equity, and number two is cost of capital employed, or it is also referred as WACC, weighted average cost of capital. So, broadly, the cost falls into two categories: cost of equity and cost of capital employed. What is the difference between these two costs? The difference is cost of equity is purely the cost of equity capital, whereas cost of capital employed or the weighted average cost of capital is the average combined cost of all the sources of capital in a business. So these are the two categories of cost of capital: cost of equity and cost of capital employed or weighted average cost of capital. A question that may be coming to your mind or must be coming to your mind as to why two categories of cost of capital. What is the significance of two categories of the cost of capital? Significance is number one, as we have understood in our previous session, that the cash flows can be of two type. Number one, you have the cash flow which is FCFE, that means free free cash flow for equity, and number two, you have the second category. Number two is free cash flow for firm. So now, uh, in valuation, what are we doing? In valuation, we are trying to find value of an asset, and when we are using discounted cash flow method, that means we are trying to find value of an asset by using present value of its future cash flows. So depending on what is the cash flow that we are using, whether we are using FCFE or we are using FCFF, the cost of capital will need to be taken accordingly. Because under the discounted cash flow method, what do we do? Under the discounted cash flow method, we discount the future cash flows. And as I said, and we have understood, future cash flows can be of two types: for the firm or for the equity. So if you are using future cash flow for the free cash flow for the firm, you will need to discount them by using the WACC, weighted average cost of capital. If you are using the free cash flow for equity, in that case, you will discount free cash flow for equity by using the cost of equity. And this is what we need to understand very clearly. So, two classes of cost of capital. One is cost of equity. Second is cost of capital employed. Cost of capital employed is also known as WACC. WACC is weighted average cost of capital, and some people call it WACC. Also, some people call it WACOC. Doesn't really matter. Both mean the same thing. And we have also understood that if it is FCFE, discount it by using cost of equity. If it is FCFF, discount it by taking cost of capital employed or weighted average cost of capital. Now that is understanding number one that we need to have as far as cost of capital is concerned. And friends, let me tell you at this point in time, whether it is valuation or anything else in the domain of finance, if without cost of capital, without understanding cost of capital, you just cannot proceed. Whether it is valuation of a company or it is a valuation of a fixed income security, irrespective of the type of security, the type of asset, you and I need to have good understanding of cost of capital. So this is the beginning that we have started with two types of cost. Now please remember, this cost of capital can also be referred by different names, and that also we should be very clear about. So the cost of capital in financial literatures across the globe can be referred or is referred many times as opportunity cost, minimum rate of return, expected rate of return, required rate of return, target rate of return, benchmark rate, reference rate, hurdle rate, cutoff rate, internal rate of return, yield to maturity, effective rate of interest, returns from other projects, risk adjusted rate, and finally discount rate. So these are the names for the cost of capital. So many times cost, whether it is cost of equity or it is cost of capital employed, now both of them depending on the context are used or are replaced by these 15 names that I have just spoken to you, or which I have just mentioned, and that is what you need to remember. So sometimes a case study might just say that the benchmark rate is 15%, or it might say the cutoff rate is 15%, or reference rate is 15% for the purpose of capital expenditure. Or what you need to understand in such a case, that what the author is referring, he is saying that the benchmark rate is the cost of capital of the owner of the business or the organization. Benchmark rate is the required rate of return by the business. That is what you and I need to be very, very clear about it. Now, friends, with this understanding, I'm going to move forward and I'm going to discuss with you 62 different questions, 62 different aspects that you and I need to have good handle on for capturing understanding of cost of capital, for being able to use cost of capital in the context of business valuations, or and in the context of every other thing that we may be connected with as far as finance is concerned. Now, before I move to those 62 questions, let me throw it open to all of you and ask, in case if you have any doubt on what I have covered so far.